print transcripts and then resubmit our.
Right, you have to submit whatever you have right now, and then generally, when we have the interviews, we would, hopefully by then, that we would have the actual ones.
Okay.
Okay, and then ultimately, you know, we have to have for our files, because we get audited by the academy, we have to have, you know, final conferred transcripts, meaning that you conferred your degree. So, you know, and sometimes that takes a while to get, but before you would start this internship, you would need to get that to us. As well as there's like a whole packet of information. Once we know who's accepted, we send you the acceptance packet, and there's a lot of things like physicals and drug tests and, help me out, what else? Drug clearances, that all need to be done before you can go into any of the sites. And unfortunately, it is an extra expense, but anymore, it's just a part of life. You know, we have to do the fingerprinting, we have to do the, I don't know, the numbers changed, but it was the child abuse and the criminal record check, and now the 9-panel drug test. And all of this have to come back clean, because even if you're accepted in our internship, and I think it says it on our website, they have to come back clean, because I can't, if they do not, and then there is an issue, the site can, because I don't do this for us, I do this because this information has to be given to the sites like the hospitals and whatnot. And so if they, you know, have a requirement that it has to be clean, then I can't put you in a rotation, so that's a problem for completing this internship. So if anybody has any issues like that, please talk to me prior to.
Do you, for the site locations, do you match site locations to where people live in Pittsburgh, or is it like a first come, first served?
It really is random.
Okay.
I don't have that much flexibility because it's a big puzzle.
Okay.
Because the sites will say to us, you know, here's when I can't take students because, I don't know, somebody's on maternity leave or something else is going on. And so then we just try to make it all match. Now, for the longer rotations, I do try to, like the hospital rotations, put it closer to, or reasonable to where you live. But like with this year's class, everybody sort of lived in the same area. So it didn't allow me to have flexibility to say, okay, well, there's 3 that live out here towards Steubenville, so, you know, somebody had to make a longer trip. I do my best, but it's just not always feasible. So, and plus, if you've had experience somewhere else or somewhere, chances are I'm not going to put you there because I want you to have all new experiences or, you know, expand your experiences.
For interviews, do you pick who you're more interested in, or do you go through all applicants?
I mean, I review all applicants and I do a scoring on the paper application, and then we'll interview probably, generally I'll say like the top 40.
How many applicants do you tend to get just recently?
I'm going to say maybe 55, 60. And as I said, we generally try to interview about 40 because not only, I mean, yes, certainly grades are important and volunteer and work experience and all of that. And make sure you fill out those addendums and put those experiences as to work and volunteer because that's very important. But I also like to talk and get a feel for your background, you know, what you want to see if you're a good fit. So the personal interview really is a heavy portion of this. Okay, and I don't typically do the interviews by myself. I usually have 2 of our board members with me. And so, you know, I think we've made good selections over the years.
I have the same question.
Okay.
I guess what is one thing that you would see on an application that would automatically make you just be like, okay, I'm not gonna interview this person, other than like the normal, like they don't complete it correctly?
Well, first of all, it needs to be definitely professionally completed, and I don't know, that's a very hard one. I can't say that I've never not, I mean, I guess with, maybe when they've not been focused, like there is a there's a little essay that you need to complete. And sometimes people feel like they have to fill up the page, and it's more, I'm looking for more quality or depth of what you want to do, not the quantity of the words. And when I feel like somebody is rambling and it doesn't make a whole lot of sense, I mean, that, I'm not gonna say it totally disqualifies them, because they could still be a 4.0 and whatnot, but I wouldn't give them as high of a score on that, and that's a good component of the school. Don't be shy. Any other questions? Yes.
Can you maybe describe some of the things you're looking for in an intern that might be atypical to maybe through an internship that would make specific to this program that you're able to?
Very much a self-starter, one that is very comfortable in working and managing their own schedule. But yet can work with a group, and that is ready to begin their professional career. And comfortable with, well, I think I already said that, comfortable with going out, on their own, but, just truly has a willingness and a want to learn, and no matter what setting it is. Because, as I said, you may find that, oh, I don't really like dealing with this population. Well, my expectation is that you're gonna make the best of it, and you're gonna learn something from it. Whether you want to or not, that. But I think every opportunity has something that you can learn from it. And so, just being flexible, open, and positive is probably some characteristics.
I thought I noticed on the website that there's an option to like do this internship part-time.
Really?
I thought I saw that.
Okay, that should have been removed. We did that up until about, and I'll have to double check on that. That was something that we did maybe for the first 5 years of this internship, so that was like 15 years ago or something. And with websites and stuff, it's sometimes hard. We might not have got it off everywhere that we should have, and I'll double check on that. I apologize, but we just couldn't do the part-time. It became too hard because all the sites are volunteer, and it just got to be too much of a mess. And plus, I think it's harder. It seemed like most people really want to stay focused and get it done and take the boards. Otherwise, that would lengthen it out, and you're not as focused, and we found that to be just tougher. Yes?
What types of work experience are you looking for?
Any. I think work experience in general shows that, you've taken the initiative, that, hopefully if you use some of those past employers as references, that they give you a good reference, and that it shows that you were reliable, you showed up, you did a good job. Certainly work experience in the greater field of dietetics is good, but do I expect you to all have, diet tech experience or, food service experience? Not necessarily. Working, at a restaurant, working, as a lifeguard. All of that just goes to show that's all part of the growing experience and the maturing part. And so I like to see it all. Now, once you get to this internship and we start to work on your portfolios for your actual employment, I'm going to tell you to remove all that. But for this part, it's a good thing. Going once? Yes.
Are our mentors involved at all in our rotations, or are they outside? Like, do we see them at all during rotations?
Some of the mentors are actually site supervisors. It may or may not be your mentor, but many of them are site supervisors. But generally speaking, your rotation or your meeting with them is usually, kind of outside of the rotation environment. Does that answer your question?
Yeah.
Going once? Twice? Okay, at this point I'm going to conclude the formal part of our program. Please help yourselves to some refreshments. And our interns are here for you to talk to and answer questions and, get any advice that, they want to share with you. Thank you all for coming. We appreciate you coming out on this, not so nice day, but it could have been worse. Thank you.